Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, we want to thank all of our fans, our sponsors, our patrons. We appreciate all of your guys' support. Everyone that's bought us a cup of coffee, been greatly appreciated. We've had a rough couple of weeks here in the family, been out of work for a week and a half, coming up on 2 weeks thanks to our old friend COVID running through us. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time with the usual spiel, so all of you guys that are interested in what's going on with Sin City Living and what we plan on doing in the future with our live streams and upcoming events, please stick around to the end of the video or skip to the end of the video and watch. I will put most of that stuff in the ending spiel, and I will try and update it every week or two with more news. Otherwise, that being said, we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into today's video. So for today's video, I want to feature something that was brought up in an email from one of our fans. And they are talking about their version or just another variation on expanding out the Iron Cross, which is a fantastic thing. I mean, dealers do understand that the Iron Cross is not a terrible way to play. At its base level, the Iron Cross is very weak. It is pretty terrible at its most base. If you just same bet, the Iron Cross is actually astonishingly weak. But when it's used, when it's expanded out, when it's used to expand out your numbers, have some minor presses or expansions, it actually becomes a fairly strong strategy, or at least a decent strategy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. All strategies are weak against a 0.7 out, unless you're playing the don'ts. Every strategy has its weak points. The thing about expanding out the Iron Cross is that you're actually now you kind of have a goal. You're looking at catching that 6, 7, 8 minute roll, and you are profitable or extremely profitable. You catch that 10, 12, 15 minute roll, you've definitely made a solid chunk of money. Versus the standard Iron Cross, where if you catch that 6, 7, 8 minute roll, you basically broke even. And you catch that 10, 12 minute roll, you kind of made enough for a couple others, for maybe 2, 3 more shooters. That's about it. So let's take a look. Thank you everybody, by the way, for the coffees. We appreciate all of you guys supporting us like that. This month, with 2 illnesses taking me down, plus 1 taking my wife and son down, it's been pretty rough. We didn't buy any coffees with it. We actually ended up spending it on bills and my son's birthday party. Awesome Baby Yoda birthday cake that I forgot to take a picture of. So we appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody. And moving forward, we're hoping to be able to start drinking coffee again and then feature those coffees on the channel. So what does this player do? Well, like all the other Iron Crosses, the point does not matter. I'm going to go ahead and mark it off of the 568 just to make it easier to show you guys. Now, what they are looking at is they are looking at $100. They're looking at $100 invested per shooter. That's pretty reasonable. If you buy in for $500 to $1,000, you're on a $10 or $15 minimum bet table. That's a pretty reasonable amount to be invested in the shooter. And they are looking at the 85 inside, or at least 85 on the 568, 85 action, and then they're looking at a $15 field bet. 15 bucks. Now, what they do is these numbers, the 568, they collect. They always collect. Now, of course, they have to lose the $15 that they're using to replace their field bet, which means that any of these numbers roll, they collect $20. So it sounds like they would need 5 hits in order to make their money back. But it doesn't quite work that way. They 5 hits just to break even, which would then make it almost as weak as the standard Iron Cross. But what they're actually hoping for is they're actually hoping for 10 or more rolls of the dice, because that's where they really start making money. They use their field bet for their expansion, but they do their expansion very small, which I kind of like. They only focus on the inside numbers. At no point in the email do they ever mention placing the 4 and 10. Now, you guys know I like all the numbers, but that is still a very viable strategy. When I'm on a very low bankroll, I do tend to play the inside, because when you play the inside, you're hitting most of the numbers. If we take out the 7, the 6 ways to roll a 7, that means there's 30 combinations left of the dice. Basically, there's 30 combinations of the dice that don't lose, right? So that's what we're looking at as far as trying to win. We want to win on as many of those combinations as possible. Well, just right within these 3 numbers, we have 14 of those combinations. 14 of the 30 non-losing combinations of the dice are covered right here. That's almost half of them. And then when you add in the field bet, you actually have the other 16 combinations. However, they're not actually winning off of that yet. So again, any of these hit, they same bet. They same bet, replace their field bet, bank the 20 bucks. Now, if the field hits, they take that 15 and bring it out to the 9. If the field hits again, and again, we're just same betting, and now you can add the 9 into that same bet. And the 9 is kind of a bonus because you hit here, you make 21 bucks, and you actually also are getting paid in the field, although they will use it to then come up over here. So they'll come up over there on the second time it hits. And now at this point, they're going to start using those field hits to just press pretty much all of these numbers. Every single one of them. Now if the field hits, maybe bring both the 5 and 9 up to 35. They do mention that they bring the 9 all the way up to 45. So they look at 3 field hits to get the 9 up to 45 first. Once I hit 30 is where I would probably go ahead and start spreading it around a little bit. Right? If the field were to hit again, I would probably bank $3. And press up the 8 to 42. And with that $3, the next time, or I could do the 6, the next time the 8 or the field hit, I would use that $3 I already banked to bring myself up to 60. And at this point now, that's just kind of where they fall. They maybe will start doing a little bit of a mid-press thing. Continue to use the field to expand out their numbers. They usually focus on the 5 and 9. You can use the 6 and 8 by itself to press itself up, especially when you're up to 60. When you look at being up to 60, well, we're going to go ahead and pay this in red. Right? It would pay $70. You would have lost your field bet, so you need to replace your field bet. And then you have options. You can go up to 72. You can go all the way up to 90. I would probably go all the way up to 90 just so I could collect a green, collect the equivalent of a green, while still pressing it up. Because the next time this hits, this pays in the black. Now, to replace your field bet, that means you only make 90 bucks, but still, you made 90 bucks. I can make 60 and press it up to 120. Why not? I can make 30, press up to 150, and go for a really big hit after that. You have options. And that's the beauty of a lot of these expansions. Pretty much all the strategies, once you get to the numbers that you want, now you have options. Play it however you like. Power press it, mid press it, press one unit, regress, whatever you want to do. You have, again, lots and lots and lots of options. So this is a very, very interesting strategy. I do like this particular version of expanding out the Iron Cross. It seems like it'd be a lot of fun to play. And I hope you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, or at least just plain interesting, just plain fun. We will catch you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye now. Okay, everybody, and as promised, all the usual blah blah that I try and do at the beginning of the video, we're going to go ahead and put near the end of the video. And here we go. So thank you, everybody, for your usual patronage. All of you that are patrons of ours, we very, very much appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who's been buying us a cup of coffee. Love to say it's going to coffee right now, but this month with the entire family out for COVID, it's honestly going to Bill's and probably the kid's birthday in a week. But we definitely appreciate it. We're going to continue working on these live streams. I know you guys have seen some of them popping up. Just got to figure out the look of it, and some of the audio is still giving me issues, but hopefully we'll be getting those live streams and the craps tournaments going as soon as possible. Really just going to depend on scheduling. My schedule changed, Amy's schedule changed, kids' school schedule is fun. So once we figure out exactly how all those schedules are going to work, we'll let everybody know. And otherwise, please continue emailing us with anything you would like to see videoed. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you guys. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.